Yeah, go ahead.
Fight of the year. I'm gonna just state we talked about this last episode, but just because this is the award episode, so I'm gonna just go ahead and state my thoughts. It's Errol Spence versus Porter because both fighters was in their prime. I understand Donaire versus Inoue was a great fight as well. It was prettier. However, one thing for sure, one fighter was on the way out the door, one fighter was on his way in. Porter versus Errol Spence was two fighters in their prime, and they gave us a classic fight. Regardless if people think it's an ugly fight or not, it was a classic fight, regardless, either way you look at it. So in my opinion, that was the fight of the year. It had everything, blood and sweat and tears, and a classic moment, and just a fight to remember for the boxing fans. What's your take?
All right, yeah, so we talked about this. I had my man Inoue versus the kind of veteran, but still got it. Nonito Donaire. It was a drama. It was people getting hurt. It was adjustments that was made. It was a highly skilled and technical fight. And I really enjoyed it. And I want to just give some love to the little guys out there.
Yes, sir. Rap Critic, my man that called in last show. You already know. So on to the next award. Well, this is basically the top 10 pound for pound list. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, the list, like I said, we will announce it next show, which is the official. This one is just basically why we stating or why we think the way we do. And basically, criteria, we got to back it up with facts. So, to be on the top pound for pound list, you have to be active. You have to have a great resume. However, it's interrupted by Rap Critic, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up Rap Critic call, but I'm going to have Rap Critic waiting on the line real quick. Rap Critic, I'm going to speak to you in a little bit, but let me go ahead and talk about this subject real quick. So, like I said, to be a pound-for-pound fighter, you have to be on the top 10. You have to have a good you have to have a good resume. You have to have a good year, perform very well, be very dominant. So it depends how dominant you are against who you fighting, and the main thing is fight the best. And not avoid the best competition and claim you pound for pound when you have the best fighters around your division, but you don't fight them and end up fighting fighters that people don't want to see, and then you claim you pound for pound, because we got to see you be dominant against the best. So you have to fight the best and you have to be dominant with it, or at least win in a convenient fashion. So I'm going to start the list by stating I got Crawford. Number 1, I got Pacquiao. Number 2, depending on his next move, if he fight Errol Spence or not. If not, he gotta, go somewhere else. He's a legend. We respect him. But if he's not fighting Errol Spence next, then absolutely he's not number 2 in my opinion. But if he does, then I gotta give him his respect, because he just beat a Keith Thurman at 40 years old. He have a great resume. He been very dominant, and he fighting Errol Spence, which is the best welterweight next. So if he does, like I said, depend on his next move. If he does fight Errol Spence, he's pound for pound number 2 in my opinion. I got Lomachenko, and he obviously fighting Lopez next. I got Canelo number 4. I got Wilder number 5. Oh, hold on. After Pacquiao, I got Errol Spence. I don't know if I said that. Number 3, I got Errol Spence. Number 4, I got Lomachenko. Number 5, I got Canelo. Number 6, I got Wilder. Number 7, I got Inoue. Number 8, I got Charlo. Number 9, I got Andrade. Number 10, I got Mikey Garcia, and we'll see how he look in his next fight. Mikey Garcia is on the bottom of the list because even though he got a good resume, he avoided the best, from Gamboa to Danny Garcia. Now he fighting Jesse Vargas. So at the end of the day, yeah, he fought an Errol Spence, but that looked like a money grab. So I don't know. Mikey Garcia has to do more to climb the ladder. So what's your take on that? Can you give me your top 10 real quick, Professor Nin?
Okay. Is Rap Critic on?
Yeah, Rap Critic. Hold on. I got Rap Critic on the line too. Rap Critic, how you doing, fam?
I'm good, fam. It's good to hear y'all again, man.
Yeah, appreciate you for calling in and tuning in. Rap Critic, like I said, we appreciate you every time.
That's a bet, man. I gotta support. Like I said, man, I gotta build an empire brick by brick, man.
Yes, sir. You already know.
So, Critic, we're a little bit on time, but hey, give us your top 5 right now.
Top 5 pound for pound, Rap Critic.
In no order, top 5. I I'd have to go like no order, because y'all got me on the spot.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I had to go Bud Crawford.
Okay.
I had to go Errol Spence.
Okay.
Lomachenko had to be in there.
Okay.
See, Errol Spence, Bud, Lomachenko. Give me I don't want to put Clint Buterol. I don't want to put his name in there.
Okay. Clint Buterol. All right. You got a reason. So it's okay. Yeah, you could go. You got Wilder.
Yeah, I got Wilder.
Okay, Wilder.
And last but not least, damn. I said Bud. I said Errol.
Yeah.
I said Wilder. Loma.
Yeah.
Last,
Pacquiao, maybe.
I had to put the little guy in there, man. Let me get Manny in there, man.
You got Manny in there? Okay.
Yeah, he a big man now. He on 147 now. Yeah, but that's definitely, it sound like my list almost. Obviously, you threw Canelo out the list. I mean, Canelo, like I said, to be on the list, you have to fight fighters they got to be the best at your division. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlo, Andrade, and he definitely been avoiding them guys for the past 6 years. So it's not a good look. Yeah, you're looking good against Jacob, which is a good fighter. You're looking good against a Kovalev or not even looking good against Kovalev, but regardless,
he knocked him out.
He knocked him out, but he was winning. Kovalev was winning almost, and he was like a cripple fighter. I mean, the man was on his way out the door. He had a foot out almost. And like I said, you ain't fighting the best, and you choosing to fight fighters with all these disadvantages instead of fighting the best is not a good look. So definitely I can see why Canelo is not on the list, and a lot of people don't have him on the list because of those reasons. And Lomachenko too, but however, Lomachenko is fighting Lopez next. That's a good opponent. That's why I put him on the list. And I put Errol Spence over them guys because Errol, unlike most, he the truth. He want all the smoke. So Professor Nim, how your list look?
Top 10.
Give me your top 10 real quick.
I'm gonna give the order. So
you don't have to look at the comment section.
No, Sean is.
What's Sean say? What's Sean say?
He was like, he said, "Cheat Nello." You know that we know that's Professor's boy. So I'm gonna go. I got Bud number one, and a lot of it has to do, I think, with what he has done at 140. I haven't, his resume at 147 still there, but I just skill wise, I got Bud 1. I got Lomachenko 2. I got Errol Spence 3. I got Canelo 4. 5 I have Inouye. 6 I'm actually gonna go with Wilder. 7 I'm gonna go with Usyk. At number 8 I'm going to throw in there, not kind of throw in there, but let me go. So I kind of waffle back and forth, but I got Danny Garcia at 9, and then so like
Danny ain't do a thing, man.
I mean Mikey Garcia.
I'm Mikey. Oh, okay.
Mikey, I'm tripping.
I got you.
Danny can kick rocks.
Okay, Mikey.
I got a surprise at number 10. It's Jose Ramirez, because he does a lot of good work on, and he actually stopped Maurice Hooker, who I thought was a really good fighter.
But he didn't join the tournament. I respect that, but he did not join the tournament for some reason. He stayed out of the tournament, so I believe Taylor could have definitely top 10. But I don't know. I don't like the fact that he chose not to go to the tournament and look for a way out. So
my 8 is a little controversial, but I'm still gonna.
Usyk.
No, I already had Usyk at number. So I'm gonna go with Triple G.
Man, you tripping, man. Lomachenko beat him, man. Your list look horrible right now.
I'm gonna go with Triple G, but as record wise, so really he's only been beat by Canelo officially.
He been beat by Jacob. He been beat by Andrade. He been beat by Charlo because he don't want none of the smoke with them guys.
You got Charlo on your list, and like you can't name
Charlo
one significant win.
William. He slept William, and look at him. They talking about him being the fighter of the year, being heard. He slept William like he stole something, man. Like William is a good fighter.
In 2019.
But I'm saying is you got to look at how dominant he been. Like like you got to give, like I said, at the end of the day, he's willing to fight the best. He been dominant. He had a good resume, and I got Andrade up there too, because I'm not gonna put Gennady Golovkin over a guy like Andrade and Charlo when he avoided both of those fights. Those fights, they were both on the table, and he said absolutely not. So I'm not gonna support him.
I'm not gonna. What he did. I just want to know what he did.
I'm saying facts. Look, I'm telling you this: Charlo and Andrade sleep Gennady Golovkin. So you got Gennady Golovkin on the list, and those guys sleep him.
No, but once they do it, then I'll put them right there in that position.
Yeah, but once they do it, right? If Gennady Golovkin was willing to fight them, I will put him on the list. But he ain't even willing to fight them. So why would I put him on the list knowing the fact that he's not going to fight them? You know, he's about to fight somebody that's unknown. He promised Andrade and Lomachenko a rematch. And Andrade, he promised him that he will fight him. He will give him the opportunity like Canelo gave him the opportunity. And what happened? Like, he about to fight a mandatory that's unknown that they got out the mud. And I mean, literally, like, they planned it and got it out the mud. So it's like...
It's almost like Andrade. Like, and who's he fighting?
Who?
Again?
Andrade?
Yeah.
Andrade is he sent Charlo a $7 million offer.
What I'm saying is just
he sent Saunders
if we were to talk about like fighting no names,
but
like,
I'm saying Andrade is fighting to stay active because that's the Rigondeaux effect. He have to stay active in case one of these hopeless fighters ready to take on a real opponent. Meanwhile, Gennady Golovkin, he's just staying active to survive. That's the two different. You got one guy like Gennady Golovkin who's looking to survive to cash out against Canelo. You got Andrade trying to prove his greatness. He just don't have nobody to fight because Gennady Golovkin won't fight him. Canelo won't fight him.
Jacobs won't fight. He will fight him.
Saunders won't fight him. Saunders won't fight him.
Jacobs will fight him.
Jacob, why would he fight Andrade? I already told you they good friends, and they said they won't fight each other.
Not they good friends.
And even Andrade said he willing to fight him. It's Jacob that stated that. Andrade never said, I want to fight Jacob because we friends. He said, I'm willing to fight him. I'm talking about Jacob perspective. So all I'm saying is Andrade is willing to fight Saunders. He's willing to fight all these guys, and these guys are ducking him. Saunders is avoiding the fight. Gennady Golovkin avoided the fight. All these guys are avoiding the fight. So Saunders has to stay active. Charlo is willing to negotiate with him, and he stated, I'm willing to do a one fight.
I thought he avoided the fight.
You keep saying, okay, when did he avoid him? When did he avoid? You keep saying you thought. You got to get your thoughts together.
He made a $7 million offer. It was like, take the money.
You got to get your thoughts together. You're saying, okay, get it together. When did he avoid him?
He just offered him. So how come Charlo's be like, hey, I'm fighting Andrade next? Send me the contract.
Have he turned down the offer for you to say? Have he turned down that offer for you to say?
He got quiet. He's got like
no, he haven't. Like
I haven't heard him say anything about Andrade.
He like I said, he have a lot of options. He have bank option. Like Andrade, like he with the zone, and the zone can't offer him a fight with Gennady Golovkin or Canelo or Saunders or all these guys at the zone. They have to go to Showtime. Like picture Errol Spence. The PBC can't give him a fight and have to look for ESPN fighters like Terence Crawford to offer Errol Spence because there's no fights for him to fight because these fighters are avoiding him. So we know what time it is at the end of the day. So like I said, the reason I got Andrade and Charlo on my top 10 pound for pound list because they willing to fight the best, they are looking to fight the best, and they dominant while they doing it. Meanwhile, Gennady Golovkin and Canelo and all these fighters on the hope list keep ducking these fighters from the coincidentalists, and it's not a coincidence. But
you admit it's not nothing that they've done. It's about what they're willing to do.
No, it's what they look like. It's what they look like. It's because they not on the hope list. If Charlo and Andrade are in the same shoe as Canelo Alvarez, I promise you they be a Floyd Mayweather in the sport right now. That's how I feel about it, and that's how it is. It's just the fact that they are on the coincidental list, and it's not a coincidence. So just like back in the day, the murderous row fighters gonna fight each other, while the hopeless fighters gonna fight each other. But Rap Critic, can you state your thoughts a little bit on what we talked about? Because I'm getting a lot of calls, so just state your thoughts. Sure. Do you agree or disagree with any one of us? And just summer it real quick.
Well. All right, like even though I got Bud Crawford up there, like we have to keep in mind, he's still riding off of what he did at 140. Like let's just get that out the way. I agree. I agree with both of y'all for different reasons. I noticed that Professor Nims, like he likes to make sure everybody gets mentioned. Like I noticed he's pretty good at that as far as mentioning like the lower tiers. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. One of y'all said it that Andrade at least did put that offer out there for the $7 million to Charlo. But at the same time, I agree with Professor Nims on I can't go off hypotheticals. I can only go off what's actually happening and what I've seen. So I kind of lean more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, but what's facts is Gennady Golovkin turned down a fight with Andrade. What's facts is Saunders turned down a fight with Andrade. What's facts say is Canelo came out stating that Andrade is boring and he's not a challenge. What facts say is all these fighters are avoided Andrade. That's what facts say. I know he haven't fought a Gennady Golovkin or a Canelo or whoever, but what facts say is that he tried to fight them and there was an offer and they said absolutely not. So I can't let Gennady Golovkin slide for having an Andrade fight on the table, for having a Charlo fight on the table, but choose to fight. What's that guy he fought? I don't even know, man. His last opponent before Devyachenko. I can't even recall. He even turned down a fight with Devyachenko. Remember when he vacated the IBF strap before he fought Canelo the second time? So it's like we already know what time it is with Gennady Golovkin, and we know what time it is with Canelo. But I appreciate you calling in, Rap Critic.
Much love, Rap Critic.
Man, it's all love at the end of the day, and we you know. I respect the fact that you always show love. You always tune in to every episode. So appreciate it, AkHi.
Hey, one more question before I go, man. I want both y'all's opinions, and like I'll get off. I'll listen in the chat. How y'all feel about the two young boys, Teofimo and Tevin Farmer? And I'll go ahead and go, man.
All right, appreciate it, Rat Critic.
Thank you.
All right, all right, man. I'm gonna check y'all answer in the chat.
All right, appreciate it. He said T.O. and
Tevin Farmer
like fighting each other.
I just think just how like what's their outlook at lightweight.
T.O. looking good, man. T.O. I mean he about to fight Lomachenko. If he beat Lomachenko, he the man. Period. Like he top 2 pound for pound. He the man. Money wise, legacy wise, everything. Like especially coming off a knockout with Comey. Tevin Farmer, for example. Tevin Farmer, he got a great story. He had a little step back because of the losses, and he was learning on the job almost. However, he got better. He got a tough fight coming up, and we'll see how he performs. I favor him in that fight, but he have to be very careful because he like Gary Russell stated, he don't have that FU on his punches, but he has the skill that pay the bills. You know what I mean? So he could use that. You know, I don't have to. You know, Tyson used to say, what he used to say, everybody got a plan
till they get hit in the mouth.
And Floyd used to say, everybody got a game plan till they miss their first 80 punches. Tevin Farmer obviously go with that game plan. Floyd Mayweather-ish, right? So I see Tevin Farmer as a real player in the game and T.O. as a real player in the game. However, T.O. just have a brighter future as far as the money he could bring in because he's such a exciting fighter. And reminds me of Prince Nassim Hamed all day. Your comments, Professor.
Yeah, so I think that just because of all the ingredients that you get with Teofimo Lopez, I think that he is a star in the making. He just has dynamic performances. That way, he's very charismatic. He likes the attention, and he seemed to be adjusting to it because you got to understand these guys are super young. Tevin Farmer, I love his story. I love Tevin Farmer's story. Yeah. And I think that he is just at that kind of lower tier of like the best fighters. But I think there's somebody he can hold belts and make it interesting. I just think that I don't think that when all the dust settles, he's not going to be one of those top fighters.
For sure. How you doing, AkHi? State your name or where you calling from?
Well, my name's Cisco, calling from the Twin Cities. Pieces and blessings by AkHi, Professor Nims.
What's
How
good?
y'all doing?
We good,
we
bro.
doing great talking to you. How you doing? What do you want to talk about, bro?
I'm doing really good, man. So I just wanted to, call in and, I've had like a certain outlook on, the whole Canelo and that weight class. It's just a big mess as I've seen it. And I think it all went back to the first Canelo Triple G fight when I believe that Canelo lost to Triple G in the first fight.
Facts.
Where, that second fight, he came and he definitely won the second fight for the same reason he lost the first fight. He changed the whole game up on Triple G.
True.
But I think that really messed up that whole division, because if Triple G would have won that fight, I think everything would have been completely different.
Yeah.
And who would have been fighting who and when, and it just kind of messed up that whole division.
Yeah, but you got to realize Canelo. You can finish up. I'm sorry, fam.
Yeah,
no problem. I just, my question is when it comes to Charlo and Andrade, because I looked into it and I look at Charlo being 29 years old, and I look at Andrade being 31 years old, and and I'll look at and I get Kovalev fight, no matter what, Kovalev, he was the man, but he should have never got in that ring. He did it for the money. He knew he was going to lose. He wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. It was for the money. It's an embarrassment, but I think more embarrassing to Kovalev than Canelo, because he should have never taken that fight. But like his resume is pretty impressive for a 29-year-old. When you compare it to 29-year-olds as they go, across the line, even if he fought, the Baldomirs when they were, older, and Dew, Hatton, Sintra, Mosley, Trout, Floyd, Angulo, Lara, Kirkland, Cotto, Khan, Triple G, Daniel Jason, Kovalev at 29 is pretty crazy. If you compare Charlo and Andrade, you wonder what they've been doing. Even when I think of the clown. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you got to keep in mind what kind of opportunities you have. Canelo had the opportunities. Charlo and Andrade didn't have the same opportunities. So, for example, Floyd Mayweather. Like, if you compare Floyd Mayweather at 29 to Canelo at 29, then it's they don't even compare. They don't even come close, because some of the names you mentioned, like Ricky Hatton brother, like that's not even like he fought him for a vacant belt. And Ricky Hatton brother was a 147 pounder, and he fought him for a vacant belt at 154. So that's an embarrassment for Canelo. Lopez, for example, he was fighting 140 2 fights before he fought Canelo at 154. So it's only few fighters he fought that make him look good, and that's Lara, which that was a controversial fight. Gennady Golovkin, another controversial fight where he cleared it up the second time, and then a Floyd Mayweather fight where he lost. And then Jacob fight where he, obviously won very convincingly. So my point is,
he was undefeated.
Austin Trout as well. So that's, like I said, that's 5 names where he lost 2. Arguably, he lost the Floyd Mayweather fight, but Lara that he got on the book. So my main point is he been a pro for 15 years and he 29 years old, and he had all these opportunities, because regardless of who he wants to fight, he could fight them next. Canelo is his own boss. Meanwhile, Andrade and Charlo, like I said, I just pointed out how many times Andrade wanted to fight fighters and they ended up turning the fight down. So it ain't nothing he could do. Like, it ain't in the control of his hand. Like, the fact that he haven't fought a lot of great names and a lot of great opponents is because he haven't had the opportunities that a Canelo had. Because if he did, he probably would have been in a Floyd Mayweather shoe, for example. So if you compare a Canelo to a Floyd, because that's like Floyd had the same opportunities that Canelo had, well, at least he had to fight to at least get to that point. Floyd cleared up the 130-pound division. He was argued. There was no question that he's the best 130-pound fighter. Even 135, 140, 147, 154 almost. So it's like Canelo, we can't say the same, because 154, he was the number one guy. 160, 175, 68, 175. Definitely not 168. Just to save time, we're not going to argue about that. But as far as because we already did on Split Decision episode, I don't know what, but I'm going to leave that video, the link for that video in the comment section below to the segment for this topic. But as far as the divisions, for example, like I said, we know for sure, Canelo is not the best at 168 and 175 and 154 because he haven't fought the best at that division. So it's like Canelo, his resume look good, but it should be way better because of all the opportunities he had. But he looks for the easiest option instead of the best opponent. So, you know, just last couple thoughts before I let you go, because we got to kind of talk about the last couple topics and we don't have that much time.
No, thank you. I appreciate your opinion. You know, that's basically, you know, my only thoughts on that. You know, I have a hard time sometimes seeing how some fighters have such little opportunities in comparison, because even Adrian Broner, you know, the Floyd Clown has fought Manny, Mikey, Porter, Molina, Maidana, Paulie. You know what I mean? Like, and he's 30.
Yeah, but you gotta realize, you gotta realize, Adrian Broner, the fact that he's, like you said, he like a clown, and like he kind of like put himself in that position because he has that character. He has the it factor to be famous. Maybe he don't have the skill to back it up, but he have the it factor to be famous. Andrade and Charlo, like Andrade, for example, he don't have the it factor to be like a superstar like Floyd Mayweather. Like, so if fighters ain't willing to fight him, he's not like such a superstar where it's going to be so much demand on that fight to take place. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of
they don't sell themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they don't, like, they don't sell as much as a Canelo because they can't get the fights. They can't see, they so good, they won't get the fights that they deserve. Like I said, Andrade is too good for his own good. Like, he can't get these mega fights to land like a Canelo or like Adrian Broner, for example, like you said, because Adrian Broner, he put himself in that position because he did the most. He said, brush my hair. Anybody can get it. Mexicans, Americans, Filipinos.
He also had a co-sign from Mayweather, so who was the biggest.
Yeah, so it's a lot that plays into it. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go, fam. Appreciate it for calling in. I gotta talk about the last two topics.
Appreciate it, guys.
I appreciate it. Now let's go to the last couple topics because we don't got that much time. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock it off.